Hello! I see you click on this video. That means you want to listen to me ramble on about high and low, huh? Well, you've come to the right place because I am so excited to talk about this. High and Low is a series that I recently watched and I've been obsessing for so long. And I'm so excited to talk about it. Let's jump right into it.
To start off, there is an order to watch High and Low to understand it better. Kind of like the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Trust me, I made that mistake. I tried watching the first High and Low movie and found out 20 minutes in. I had to watch the first 2 seasons to know who is who. So before I talk about In the Sky, let me give the premise of the series. There was this gang that was under control of a legendary gang that had overwhelmingly power named Mugen, led by Kohaku, until the hmmmmm brothers attacked. After a fight they couldn't win, the gang broke apart and became a legend of the past. Later, 5 new gangs were formed and taking control of their own territories within the town. There is the Sano Hoodlum Squad led by Cobra, White Rascals led by Rocky, Oya High led by Murayama, Rude Boys led by Smokey, and Daruma Ika led by Hyuga. When you take the initials of each of the gangs' name, the town became to be known as the Sword Area. While there were tensions between the 5 gangs, they fought together to protect their own town from a Yakuza group called Kuryu and the gang Mighty Warriors that they have hired. Here's something to note about the production of this franchise. High and Low is an entertainment project that is centered around a Japanese group called Exile Tribe. And Exile Tribe is basically a supergroup with different groups such as Exile the Second, J-Soul Brothers, Generations, The Rampage, Psychic Fever, and lots more. But not all actors are from the boy band. There are actual actors there like Yuki Yamada, Masataka Kubata, and Kento Hayashi. Now let me put this out there. This franchise is not a representation of gangs in Japan. So no, Ben, don't expect it to be an accurate social commentary about gangs and crimes in Japan. This response from Nishiki says it well. This is a franchise with dumb fun fights while promoting its boy bands in disguise. That being said, expect a lot of music being played here. Now let's talk about End of Sky. The movie opens with each gang dealing with their own normal problems in their territories. You got children being kidnapped, people harassing staff, disputes in the gambling den, and beating the shit out of other people. You know, normal problems. And I love these 2 slow-mo shots. It just looks cool. We then get this very stylized recap of the story so far. It's not necessary to add, I'll admit. Like, you don't see in Infinity War a recap of who is who in the series before you actually watch the movie. But I personally like it because of the visuals. There are shots in the franchise where it's just a cool shot of the different gangs. This introduction shot of the Kuryu group is so badass. With this music, it's just I wish there was something like this in the MCU. If they did this with the Dark Elves in Dark World, I'd probably give a shit about them. Later, Cobra called all the gangs to gather together. These shots of each gang leader entering one by one has gotten me so hyped. Okay, well, all leaders except Smokey. And this makes me sad because the only time you see all sword leaders together is in season 1. And we'll never have it again because, spoiler alert, Smokey dies in the 3rd movie. I'm still heartbroken to this day. Side note, was it foreshadowing when the camera focuses first on Takeshi before moving to Smokey? Since after Smokey dies, Takeshi assumes the role of leader. Anyways, why did Cobra call the leaders? Honestly, at first, I thought they were just gonna have a cage match. Have you seen the area they're in? It looks like they're about to fight. But no, it's so much better. It's a motherfucking alliance. He reasons that the Kuryu group will collapse soon and that gangs should all ally with each other to prepare themselves for another enemy like them. Unfortunately, most of them did not agree to it. Rocky sums it up well, saying that it's not their business and that they can handle them themselves. At least Murayama agreed to the alliance since he and Cobra had an eye to eye after beating the shit out of each other, but you know, it's fine. Meanwhile, while this is happening, Kohaku and his right hand Tsukumo are protecting the USB as a favor from the hmmmmm brothers. The USB contains incriminating information against Kuryu that can be the end of the group. This is what Cobra was talking about earlier. Let me get this out of the way. All the fight scenes here are insane. It's one of the highlights for this franchise, especially in season 1. There's so many long shots for each gang, and it just looks amazing. I really want to know how they did this choreography. Look at this scene. How did they shoot that? Eventually, they were able to upload the information online and expose Kuryo to the public. Oh, while that's going on, the White Rascals are faced with their own dilemma. See, this man, Ranmaru, has been released from prison, and Ranmaru is part of a group called Doubt. Think of Doubt as the black market that mainly sells women. They've had feuds before with White Rascals since the main agenda for Rascals is to protect women. Ranmaru then recruits the prison gang led by Jesse and had them and Doubt ambush Rocky and his gang. Cobra offered his help, but Rocky denied it.
人はすぐに誰かを頼ろうとする。自分で立てるうちは自分の足で立つべきだ。
And Cobra just responded with this amazing line.
ただ、立てなくなったらいつでも呼べよ。
Now we get to my favorite part. The montage leading up to the final fight of the movie. This section of the movie cuts between the different gangs and what they're doing while the song break into the dark place. And I always found this song choice interesting. Usually in movies, the music would swell to build up a big fight. Look at the Marvel movies. For High and Low, I found it a nice contrast because this is supposed to be a build-up to a big fight between White Rascals and Doubt. But it's playing this ballad in the background. It honestly feels like the Rascals are walking towards their deaths. You then get this amazing scene with these two, and it's my favorite scene in the movie, if not in the entire franchise. Murayama challenges Hyuga to a fight where if he wins, Hyuga would have to join the Sword Alliance, thus would help the Rascals. And oh my god, the lighting, the color blue and red clashing with each other. When Hyuga asks,
勝てなかったらどうする?
then Murayama responds with,
それはその時考える。
then the slow-mo of him doing his signature jamming attack while Hyuga just watches with a smile on his face. Just fucking amazing. Now we're here. The fight between the White Rascals and Doubt. Polar opposites not only in their outfits but also in their beliefs. The fight gets started after Rocky says his infamous line.
バリタイ。
And it's an all-out brawl. Due to sheer numbers alone, the White Rascals are slowly becoming overwhelmed. You see the fight between the two leaders with Ranmaru dominating Rocky, albeit playing dirty. And things are starting to look slim. The shot of Rocky in white being overwhelmed by Doubt in black. I mean, I don't have to spell out the symbolism here. I'm sure you see it. Just when things are starting to look bad, one by one, all the gangs in Sword arrive to help. The order they arrived, I saw, could be in two ways. It's either they came in the order of Sword, Sano, Oya, Rude Boys, and Daruma, or they came in the order of who agreed to the alliance to who was against it. Cobra, who proposed the alliance, Murayama, who agreed to it, Takeshi, who was more neutral but leaned towards it, and Hyuga, who was clear he was against it. Again, no Smokey. He couldn't go because he was, staring at the sky, I guess. And also, they never clarified who won the fight between Hyuga and Murayama. I mean, they both showed up beaten up already, but no indication on who won the fight. Even in High and Low, the worst episode 0, when Murayama comes back from the fight, he never said any of them won. My headcanon is that Hyuga won but still joined the fight. Anyways, remember how I mentioned High and Low is just a glorified way to promote Exile Tribe and their music? Yeah, there's a lot of music here, but not in a musical number way, no. Okay, well, there is that scene with Mighty Warriors that's just basically a music video. What I mean is that they use their music for either fights or a leitmotif. All 5 gangs actually have their own songs. Now, with the help of all the other gangs, Rocky is able to focus on Ranmaru and knocks him out. After this happens, one of the top dogs from Kuryu arrives and comes to threaten them. Because remember the thing with the USB earlier? Yeah, even with that expose out in the public, Kuryu is still standing strong. Now this dude is just there to threaten all of Sword, but this does not freeze any of them one bit. Cobra just kicks him down and all of Sword are standing behind him, ready to face the Kuryu grip. And that's where the movie ends! A cliffhanger for the third movie. Like Infinity War. Although in Infinity War there was end of despair, this is more lens of hope. I absolutely love this movie and the franchise as a whole. Please, I implore you to give this series a shot. So that maybe they can make another one. I don't know. I mean, the latest one they made was High and Low, The Worst Cross. Wow, that's a mouthful. Back in 2022. It's honestly more of a spin-off that focuses on Oya High. It's like the phase 4 of the MCU, but actually good on its own. If it's not for you, well, at least I tried.
Thank you for listening to me ramble about High and Low. Honestly, discovering this was such a treat, and I'm trying to get into more J-dramas. Actually, a recent series that I just finished that have all the XL tribe members is a series called Prince of Legend. It is such a contrast to High and Low. If High and Low is all serious, Prince of Legend is out there. It's all fan service. But then for some reason, at the second half of Prince of Legend, it just gone so serious. It's like, whoa, what happened?
Also, my favorite characters in High and Low are Hyuga, Murayama, Rocky, Fujio, and Sachio. Just to name a few. Also Reiji, but mostly because he's played by Itsuki Fujiwara. I swear, I thought I left my boy band phase with K-pop. Well, I'm getting sucked into J-pop because of the series. Looking at you, Rampage.